Yes.
You have to love at this point.
We are commanded to love. And so I love you.
I'm not commanded to agree.
Right. That part.
But anyway.
Hope y'all are doing well.
Welcome to Out of Pocket Live with Allie and Michelle. We're so great you guys joined us today. Thank you to Talk Red for the platform. We're grateful. Got a great show planned today. Of course, we're live. You never know when we will be just a little bit. Did I say that? More likely than not. So today, Allie, we are going to discuss red wine with Ilan Omar. Remember that song UB40?
Oh,
Red,
wow.
Red. Remember that? I was going to play it, but then it's like a copyright infringement.
You can only play it for 30 seconds.
Less than 30 seconds? Okay. UB40. Love that song. But what's happening with some of the wineries that Ilan Omar said she had out in the West Coast? We'll see.
It's definitely not a Trump one. I'll just put it that way.
Also, trans surgeries for free. Well, not for free because you, the taxpayer, are paying for it. This happened in the middle of the night. Josh Hawley raising the alarm for this. Guys,
wow.
This is why it's important to make sure that you get your state legislators to act on codifying the things that you believe in, because don't wait for the federal government. Who knows? He's hoping that the House, as it comes back to the House now, they'll cut it out, literally. And also Frankenstein, Fauci. It's been a while since we've talked about Fauci, but just to keep your blood boiling and just to keep you on the edge of your seat to remember what they did to us, we're going to give you a little bit of a highlight reel here for Anthony Fauci. So lock in, get your coffee, get ready.
Open that mic. Let's get out of pocket.
Two queens, no filter, say what they feel. Allie and Michelle keep it way too real. Politics, family, yeah, we go there. If it's out of line, we don't care. It's out of pocket. It's out of pocket.
It is out of pocket.
Out of pocket.
And Michelle, keep it way too real. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Well, what's funny, Allie, is that we're not just like this for the show.
No, we're like this all the time.
All the time. Shopping.
I mean, and there's always a time and place, right? Like, we're professionals. We know how to like lock it in, lock it down, right? Lock in and lock it down. Two totally different things, but we do both at the same time.
Let's explain. Because we came up with this.
Right.
Two separate things. You're militant. Yep. So tell them what's the difference between lock it in and lock it down. Okay.
I like how you explain it.
I don't know if I do it right. Okay. And this may or may not have started in the dating realm. Because sometimes you see somebody and you're like, oh my God, he's right there. He's right there. And so Allie, because, she always is trying to help me, she says, lock it in. No, lock it down means keep yourself under control. You are a woman of the Most High God. You are the head and not the tail. You are the prize, ma'am. Lock that down. So I can't be like, oh my gosh,
lock it down, ma'am.
But lock it in is when you have the permission,
yes,
to put it in your scope.
Hyper focused. Lock in. All right.
Lock in.
Anyway, let's lock in and get through this episode.
I don't know.
Off the rails.
We have been discussing a lot of the fraud that's going on, not just in your local government, but obviously at the federal level. Ilan Omar has been running scared from independent media and independent journalists. I think Lindell TV is the one that gets the credit for these last couple clips we've shown, where she has been nasty. Ilan Omar has been nasty to this woman.
You expect anything different?
Well,
are you surprised?
So this is pertaining to, every elected representative has to, and even candidates have to provide disclosures, financial disclosures. Sometimes, honestly, it can be embarrassing if you're more of a grassroots candidate, because you're showing what you don't have, right? We said we wanted a new brand and a new breed of people stepping up to run for office. Well, we're not going to have, $50 million wineries out in the West Coast. But when you submit these disclosures, people should be combing through them, Allie, to look for any kind of discrepancies from the year before. Did you make like 50 million over 2 years? Like, how the hell did that happen? When
they're going to do it to a mom and pop shop. They're just not going to do it to a congressperson.
That part.
A congress member.
That part.
What?
Well, let's listen to this clip. This is the second time same reporter catches up with Ilan Omar. Take a listen.
Hi, Congresswoman Omar. You were just talking about how Trump's economy has failed the American people, but I think the American people really want to know how you went from a negative 65,000 before coming into Congress to over $30 million in just 7 years.
My disclosure is public enough.
Yeah, it is. And so a lot of people now are looking into that and finding Est Crew Winery, a winery that doesn't actually seem to exist. Is that a real winery, or?
Do you all actually look at and read things, or do you just ask silly questions?
Well, it's listed in the financial disclosure, so can you explain it? Because we have a lot of questions about it, and things just aren't adding up. There's no real phone number. There's no real location.
Why did you want to buy some wine?
Probably not from you, to be honest. Recently stated that the American people should be afraid of the white man. They should be fearful of the white man.
I never said that.
Yeah, you're on video saying it.
Our country should be more fearful of white men across our country, because they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country.
No, I did not.
Yes, you.
Again, this is like what I said. You need to prepare yourself, because you can't continue embarrassing yourself like this.
So I'm just a liar.
What I was quoting was an actual study done by the FBI.
Okay, thank you.
Just prepare next time.
All right, thank you, Congresswoman.
You quoting an organization that was funded by the Southern Poverty Law Center?
Right. I was just going to say that. Like, and have they largely funded your campaign? I'm just wondering. We're just asking questions.
Ilan Omar is got to be in the hot seat, guys. Not only is she behind, allegedly, they believe, I think that will come out in Minnesota, the Somalian fraud. Remember the Learning Center, not the Learning Center?
It's her district, too.
Absolutely. Now you look at the shadiness in her adjusting. You can adjust your financial disclosures, but usually it doesn't go from
that's a huge jump.
60,000 to like 30 million.
That's a huge jump.
She's claiming that her winery, she's now dissolved the corporation for her winery that they couldn't find a location for. They went to the location that was listed on her documents.
There's no phone number.
There's no winery. It's industrial. There's no phone number. There's no, so.
But I like how she's like, why? Do you want to buy some wine? That is such a passive aggressive answer. Like, look, keep being passive aggressive. I'm gonna be aggressive. I'm kidding.
I'm kidding.
Not really.
Kidding, not maybe a little bit.
But it's interesting how they continuously dodge answering the question.
She's also in the hot seat.
It's while they're on committee. They want everyone to answer the question. What?
Answer the question you're asked.
Reclaiming my time.
But she's also in the hot seat and she's being heavily investigated, according to Tom Homan, with how she frauded her way into the country. I guess that is going to be coming soon. So keep it tuned. It's not looking good, Miss Omar. You're going to need some of that wine to just get yourself drunk on your own misery. This is not looking good.
Good. I'm glad it's not. She needs to be gone. Peace out.
The wind.
Throwing up the deuces.
So what we're asking today, and we'll play a clip here in a moment, is how did Miss Omar, Representative Omar, make millions, Allie, from 100% fake winery? So
wow.
2023, she said this winery, guys, was valued at about $15,000. That's including all the assets. That's usually including land. So I think about in California, I don't know when the last time acreage in California was valued at that, but whatever. In 1 year, this is the best business in Trump's economy ever. In 1 year, it's now valued at $5 million.
Oh, this sounds really sketchy.
Now,
this sounds like something out of the TV show Tulsa King.
Well, where do you think Hollywood gets it?
Saying Ilhan Omar.
Oh my gosh. Again, they're saying, according to Benny Johnson, there's no phone line, no physical winery. Social media has gone dark in the last couple of years, a barely functioning website, and there's no wine. There's no red wine, Allie.
What is happening? Like there's got to be money laundering here. What is this? Sounds like mafia. You know how they're like, oh, we need to clean our money. Like that's what this looks like.
Yes, shell companies. Anybody?
That's exactly what this is.
Exactly. So part of the ask now, guys, is to reach out to your representatives. This is the actual fraud we'd like to see you boot people from Congress for.
Right.
Roll clip with Benny Johnson as he explains it.
I just investigated Ilhan Omar's official financial disclosures, and what I found was so dark and criminal. I don't know how she gets out of this without going to jail. Have a look at this. Here's Ilhan Omar's financial disclosure from the Congressional Record, year 2023. I want to bring your attention to this company right down here, Est Crew LLC. This is a winery in Santa Rosa, California. It's not doing that well. The total value of the winery is listed at $15,000, and Ilhan Omar's barely making any money off of it at all. hardly enough to pay a parking ticket. Okay, that's fine. Nothing really mysterious there. Businesses fail all the time. But go ahead and look at her filing for 2024, and you'll find that Est Crew Winery, the same company in the same location, is now worth $5 million. That's incredible, up from $15,000. And now Ilan Omar's making enough to pay rent. So this must be one of the most successful companies ever. Let's go ahead and check in on this winery. You know, maybe we could buy some wine. I like wine. Why not? Let's see if we can buy some Est Crew Winery. Here's Est Crew's social media Facebook page. You'll see here that the last post, oh no, was in 2023. Wasn't this the year that they were supposed to, you know, go really big and make Ilhan Omar millions of dollars? Same thing on their Instagram, and they don't have an X. So let's go ahead and check their official website.
Sorry, I'm waving at our tech team because he can't hear
I'm
us.
so sorry, Zach. Yeah.
If you're waving, wave back at us. We love you. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it.
This is, Allie, this is the most successful business. But then for being the most successful business after she has been caught in the halls of Congress being pushed on this, she's gone in and said this was an accounting error. She's blaming it on the account. I'm sorry.
President Trump has 34 felonies because of accounting error.
And she said, yes. And she said,
you know what I'm saying?
So she went and she dissolved the articles of corporation in the state of California. How do you do that? How do you do that with a really, really wonderful business?
Shouldn't there be receipts?
Oh, yeah.
Shouldn't there be customers?
Yeah.
Like you should be able to show that there was money that was coming in and products going out. Isn't that normal for a business when you're audited?
I mean, it is if it's not a shell company.
Where is the IRS when you need it? I mean, are they armed now or are they disarmed at this point?
Have they been sent to the border? I don't know.
I'm confused because a local mom and pop shop, that would signal red flags. Honestly, like, can we please investigate every single governmental organization and doge them? Because this kind of stuff is just ridiculous.
This is for years, Allie, the Democrat Party platform has been allegedly that they are for the little guy, right? They're for the underdog. They're for the lower middle class. They're the ones that are taking up all of the aspects to help those that go without. How are you okay with leaders in your party? And I use the term leaders very loosely, but how are you okay with this? At least when we get told that somebody on the Republican side is doing something shady, we call it out. We may not like it. We may not agree with some of the punishments, but we at least call it out. The left is such a bobblehead, shove your head in the sand group. They can't even call this out. And figures that she would go to California to commit more fraud because she's tapped out in Minnesota.
Right. Well, this is what they do. It's the same playbook over and over and over again.
Lord.
It's nothing new. They have been the same that they have always been since 1865. It's the same.
When they started the KKK,
it is the same,
and now they fund it through the SPLC.
I mean, probably even before that. To be honest with you, when they were trying to keep, the redcoats.
Yeah. Well, the fraud is not just obviously in Ilan Omar's pocket and in her district. We are seeing, again, this, I did not have this on my bingo card, that this was something that the Trump administration was going to focus on, but it is part of their due diligence and their fiscal responsibility to you, the taxpayers. So I love seeing even the head of CMS, Dr. Oz, I love seeing him even pick this up.
This is terrible.
This is your Medicare and your Medicaid, guys. You want to know why sometimes we can't help you in our government institutions, even though you are at the age of retirement or you're somebody who's in a transitional part of your life?
I have a friend of mine, my brother's friend, his girlfriend, actually, not friend, ended up, she's got brittle bones, like I can't remember what that's, osteoporosis. And she just, it was like maybe a chair like this, and she hopped down from a fence, shattered her entire leg. Jeez. She has to have several surgeries. Insurance would not cover a freaking wheelchair. A wheelchair to get her around.
I thought all you had to prove was medical necessity.
A wheelchair. No, insurance won't cover it. But we'll cover transgender surgeries,
which happened in the middle of the night. We're going to talk about that a little bit with reading what Josh Hawley had to post. This is pissing me off, guys, because not only are they getting away with it, but it's hurting the amount of benefits where, listen, you may not like benefits and a nanny state, but we have these programs for Medicaid and Medicare, a way to take care of our senior citizens and those that are going through transitional times, not surgeries, in their life. And yet we've got people that have been blatantly caught frauding the system, largely illegals. Take a listen to Dr. Oz. He's not putting up with it anymore.
Governors, I'm calling on you to act now. Fraudsters and other bad actors are draining Medicaid funds, costing taxpayers billions every year. Worse, it's taking resources away from the people who need them the most, our seniors, our children, and Americans with disabilities. This steals people's health as well, and in some cases, even their lives. Here's the bottom line. It's time to make sure that providers of high-risk services are valid and meet all the requirements to deliver care to Medicaid beneficiaries. Now, for some states, this is years overdue. So don't wait for a long-term plan. That's coming. But it's not a substitute for action today. So here's the deal. Within 10 business days, the American people need to know, will you move forward with making sure that providers are revalidated and can be trusted with the care of our most vulnerable citizens? And in 30 days, they need to know what's your timeline and what's your scope. Since Medicaid is administered by the states, you know where the risks are highest, where the providers operating with weaker oversight. For example, those without national provider identifiers. These are the gaps that criminals, including foreign nationals, exploit. Revalidation works. It forces accountability. It removes bad actors, and it sends a clear message. The Medicaid system is not an unguarded piggy bank. States have the authority to define high-risk providers, and CMS expects you to provide those most vulnerable to abuse. And my team is ready to help in any way possible. We'll provide technical support every step of the way. This is a shared responsibility. State and federal partners working together to protect Medicaid and the Americans it serves.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, guys. So this is amazing because we have had people that have been in office for as long as I've been alive. And they have always complained about these problems. Yeah. They complain about Medicaid and not having equal access to healthcare, right? Healthcare is a right. Healthcare is a right. Healthcare is a right.
Thanks to Obamacare, it was a law.
But now that we are exposing the waste, theft, and fraud, WTF, is happening in America, we are now not only exposing it, we're offering solutions and we're providing support to get that done. This is what happens when you have a true leader in office that put other true leaders in positions in order for them to lead appropriately, that come to work expecting to get work done and finished. It's a tool belt situation. And they have come with their tool belts and they are getting to work. And I love it.
I love it too, Allie. There's an assumption of accountability. There's not a maybe there'll be there's an assumption and
30
a deadline.
days. You got 30 days.
And this is what I love about this, Allie, so much. What CMS is doing under the direction of Dr. Oz is not infringing on the sovereignty of states, because Medicaid is one of those topics where we do get federal funds. The states get federal funds, but the states are where that accountability arm lands. It's up to the state, because you know your individual needs, you know your providers in your state, you know what the individual makeup and needs are of your state. So who better than the governors, the legislature, even your local government, to be able to provide what is happening with the dollars. So for so long, since Jesus was a baby, we've been able to see large government, even the Sadducees and Pharisees, right? They take, even Caesar, they take what's theirs, what they think is theirs, right? The tax dollars. And then there's no accountability for it. There's no accountability for it. And that this is
King Henry, anyone?
Yeah, no, hey, we can have a no King's Day on that. I would be for that.
King Richard, anyone? I mean, well, King Henry's a whole other topic. I mean, that's the reason why women lay on their back to give birth.
Wow.
Girl, the amount of information I know is just useless, but
it's not useless. It's useful. And I think this is exciting to see. Now, let's see what states can provide this information accurately, because if you're in a state like Minnesota or California or even parts of New York, you're going to have a hard time producing this information.
And since like Florida is already doing this, so our CFO, Blaise Ngoglia, the CFO of Florida, we absolutely thank you so much for your leadership. He is catching people that are defrauding the American people, whether it's through insurance, whether it's through Medicaid, whether it's through construction, anything that is defrauding the American people, which we have someone else for you, CFO.
Yeah,
so.
I got a name to drop.
Yep, we got a couple names. Investigation pending. It's working in Florida, and I love that oh my gosh, Dr. Oz is giving permission to our states to do this, and it's up to the CFO. So the chief financial officer of your state has the ability to find where the fraud is and has the ability to arrest them and send them to the AG to prosecute. But this is why your actions and your participation in your local government is most important, because you have to have an AG, an attorney general in your state that is willing to prosecute those that are defrauding your state people, right? And also a CFO, a chief financial officer that will do his due diligence or her due diligence in fettering out some of this stuff.
Yes. Well, Allie, and so many people will say, I've heard this time and time again, and I know we go off on tangents sometimes with Florida politics, bear with us, but
it's Florida.
But we lead the nation.
And everybody has moved here.
You can tell. You have FOMO, fear of missing out of Florida. FOMO? So we know that it's okay sharing what's happening in Florida, but so many people will say, that FAFO program that the CFO Blaise Ngoglia is doing, it's because, it's like a ploy because he's running for office. And since when is it against the law to flex your muscle on how you've cracked down on fraud? And yes, use it to win your next election. That's called running on accountability of what you've done while you've been in office.
He was doing this well before he was
before.
And it was called Gov Gone Wild because he would expose government gone wild. Like literally.
I think that, and it was like DeSantis went, I think I'd like to give you the CFO government.
He did. He appointed him, and now he has to run for the seat to be elected, which I understand not every state has that privilege.
Right.
But this is where your participation matters in your own governance, guys. You have to take a participatory role in our own governance. Why? Because we have given our consent to be governed. And if you sit back and sit on your hands and pretend that they're tied, you're part of the problem.
Sit on your best intentions. I meant to. And this is also, listen, I jokingly have said this before, but I kind of mean it. To all the complainicans out there.
I love that. Complainicans. Don't be a complainicant.
Don't be a complainicant. You can complain and hold your elected officials responsible, but listen, not if you're willing to actually be
a Puerto Rican.
Wow. Oh my God. You can complain, but just be solution oriented. Like, are you just complaining because you don't like nothing and nothing's ever good enough? Then what
are you a Mexican or a Mexicant? I'm
a Mexican.
Are you an American or Americant? Figure it out, sir.
Figure it out. And another thing that needs to be figured out: stop passing stupid stuff while I'm sleeping at night. I cannot believe, our founding fathers. This is where we got the term burning the midnight oil. They negotiated and debated, not as elected, as colonies, not necessarily as representatives, everything from our founding documents.
John Thune.
And they really did. They spent, and I understand staying awake all night to do things, but are you freaking kidding me? While you couldn't get the Save America Act passed through, while you couldn't codify so many other things, you took the time, Senate, to push through funding transgender surgeries at the expense of the taxpayers. What? Now we've got to rely on the House, which has been doing the job. Listen, the House is in the workforce.
Yes.
Now we got to hope that we got to rely on the House. Thank you, Luna and everybody else, to strategically cut this BS out of the funding. What are we even doing, Allie?
Girl.
Thank you, Senator Josh Hawley, for exposing this.
Can we please now petition for the removal of Senate Leader John Thune? We need a new Senate leader, and I propose Senator Mike Lee.
Oh, ooh, I like that. Can we McCartney him?
Yes. Can we please? Can that be the new petition?
Take a look at this letter that Josh Hawley put out here. He says the Senate just greenlit billions of taxpayer dollars to fund transgender experimentation. Not just the surgeries, guys, but on kids. The House must act now to stop this abomination once and for all.
Guys, listen. Florida has already made this illegal.
That's why this was so hard to read, because I'm like, wait a minute, we dealt with this, but no, we dealt with it at our state level.
Florida has already made this illegal.
Just pick up the word.
There is already an executive order that makes this illegal.
Yeah.
But it is an executive order. Now, because it was passed through the Senate and it will die in the House because we have better constitutionally fortitude
at the moment
for now, if we can stop expelling the most, I can't. Seriously, like, I'm not getting off this hill. I can't. It drives me batshit. It makes me crazy. I'm like the most conservative, literally 100%. I can't. Anyway.
We need an after show.
I need a nap is what I need. And a full body massage because I went to the gym and did squats and now my body's like
tacos and butt rubs.
Possibly. It'll be myself. I'm just gonna anyway. So this is insane. Like, we've already dealt with this. This is why it is important for us to codify President Trump's executive orders, because we, the American people, voted to end this when we voted for President Trump in 2024. We voted to end this kind of atrocities on our children.
And the Senate ran on his coattails.
They did. This is a giant smack in the face.
This is what
to everyone.
This is what makes it hard in 2026, as Allie and I sit here and say, we got to pull through the midterms.
How are we going to pull through the midterms with this BS that you guys are trying to pull? It's almost like you guys think we're going to lose the midterms and you're just like, well, let's just focus on everything but the midterms.
Do you remember about a year ago, we did a story on the NFL and the NBA on fixing games and outcomes, and people like actually were charged with crimes.
I want to know.
That's what this feels like from
who's got money on 2026 election being lost? Is it the SPLC? Are y'all betting? Do y'all have, what is going on?
I mean, it's
bad. Doing?
So still get out there and vote. But maybe consider running yourself. I mean, Charlie Kirk said, I look, send me, Lord. And I sometimes think that even in all of our imperfections, sometimes your common sense mentality might make you a better candidate than most. Get out there and vote in 2026. But oh my gosh, where the madness just has to stop. Make sure that you call, email your local congresswoman or man, senator. Let them know you're not happy about this. We have a Republican stronghold, even though it's not a big majority. So you had two. Oh, hold on a second. It was 2:00 in the morning, and I screenshot this because I was like,
they're not Republicans. If they're not Republicans.
Hold on a second. These are the names.
They're not conservative.
These are the names of the people.
Let me guess. Tom Tillis is on it.
Nope. It's two women. Do you want to take it? Well, can we say they're women, or do they identify? Susan Collins,
Lord,
and Lisa Murkowski were the two that couldn't get it together to get transgender surgeries for kids funded by the taxpayers out of this. Again, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski.
I take it back, Tom Tillis. I'm sorry.
Well, this is even a broken clock is right twice a day. So he looked like a broken clock.
I'm like, really, women, really women.
That's the part. Yeah.
This is what drives me nuts about that too. Is like, when we sit here, we're like, believe all women.
No,
not every woman is a victim.
Not every woman's a woman.
Girl, I said that literally in the middle of Target. I was no, it was Publix. We were shopping and my girls needed to use the restroom, and my son was like, they know where the bathroom's at. I was like, sir, I will punch a man in a dress. You
have to stand outside the bathrooms now and really monitor.
We have to go with them to the restroom, sir.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, I forgot, Mom.
Men and women face.
So
thank you.
We're not playing that. Well, and why couldn't you get this out of the bill? I don't understand. I need an explanation, Susan Collins.
Yes.
And Murkowski. I need an explanation.
I think they'll be in town next week. Maybe we
should go. Honestly, I just want to ask, like, what I really just want to know. And it's not, I don't want to bash you. I want the information. I want to know why you would vote for something like this when you largely campaigned on President Trump's agenda.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we've got so much more coming your way in the second half of Out of Pocket Live. Plan to stay.
But you think we out of pocket now?
Well, we're going to get into talking about the immunity that we've given the vaccine manufacturers. I don't know if a product works so well, why you need complete immunity. We're also going to tug at the thread of Frankenstein Fauci because we haven't forgotten any of that. We will never forget. Also, somebody's selling a book, but it wasn't selling. So he's bought a bunch himself. That is like egg on your face, California. More Out of Pocket Live when we return after this message.
From the heart of Marietta, Georgia, comes a tribute to the spirit of liberty. Liberty Cigars, where history meets craftsmanship. Each cigar tells a story. The Founders Collection honors the visionaries who shaped a nation. The President's House Collection celebrates the leaders who steered it. And the Naval Series salutes the heroes who defended it. Handcrafted with precision, each blend mirrors the essence of its namesake. From the boldness of George Washington to the elegance of Thomas Jefferson. Indulge in a moment of reflection. Light a Liberty cigar and savor the legacy. Discover your story at libertycigars.com because every great nation deserves a great cigar. Liberty Cigars, smoke the history. And don't forget to use promo code OPENMIC for 10% off your order.
Glad that you joined us at Out of Pocket Live here, formerly Open Mic, ladies. So looking, by the way, wherever you're watching us from, please comment below. We love to see your comments, but on my personal Facebook, which I've reshared the link here, the only part that people heard was tacos and butt rubs. Do you know the amount of information we're delivering on this show? And tacos and butt rubs was all you heard. I said my own tacos and my own butt rub. But anyway.
Look, that's why our audience is mostly men.
Is it really?
Yes.
Do we have the numbers on that?
I don't know. We're trying to get more ladies, but maybe if we stop talking about tacos. I don't know.
We talk about a lot of relationship stuff. We're not necessarily today, but it usually makes its way. So Allie, you were Maha before Maha was Maha.
Yes.
And a lot of us caught up during the COVID debacle, realizing, wait a minute, this isn't healthcare. It feels an awful lot like
death care.
Death care, absolutely.
And how to string you along care.
Oof. And how to, like, Obamacare, you can keep your doctor, but the doctor is going to be completely under the authority of a bureaucracy that you had nothing to do with electing. So Fauci,
why is he not in handcuffs?
Well, he doesn't look good. He doesn't look good, but that's okay. Fauci, we're going to give you just a quick
That's what happens when you're
flash. I'm going to give you just a quick reminder. Anthony Fauci, the demon known as Anthony Fauci.
Public enemy number one.
Take a look.
You were going to have schools, universities, and colleges are going to say, you want to come to this college, buddy? You're going to get vaccinated. Lady, you're going to get vaccinated. Yeah. Big corporations like Amazon and Facebook and all of those others are going to say, you want to work for us, you get vaccinated. And it's been proven that when you make it difficult for people in their lives, they lose their ideological bullshit and they get vaccinated.
Thank you. Are all objections to COVID vaccinations ideological bullshit, Dr. Fauci?
No, they're not, and that's not what I was referring to.
Well, that's exactly what you meant when you said making it hard for people to live without getting a vaccination. You affected people's ability to work, travel, be educated, to actually flourish in American society, to self-determine, as we're all given God-given rights. Shame on you.
Okay, how long ago was this, and why is he not being held accountable?
This was, please hold. I believe it was 2023.
2023. We are now in 2026. That was 3 years ago.
No,
Excuse
I'm lying.
me.
I'm lying. 2024.
Whatever.
Okay.
It doesn't matter how long ago it was.
Here's the thing, guys. This is why I bring this up, because sometimes in the course of, I don't know, trying to make sure that your children don't want to transition because of their, the woke teachers union, or trying to make sure that you can pay rent, or trying to make sure that, I don't know, your streets are safe and not full of MS-13. In the middle of all that you guys are dealing with, sometimes we forget where we came from. Now, remember when we had the Schumer shutdown, Schumer siesta.
Which one?
They were told, they said, Schumer said himself, that actually it was AOC that said, next time we're just going to have to make it a little more difficult, a little more harder on the American people. We didn't push them far enough. It didn't hurt enough.
The American people are pawns.
I said the other day that the left and the Democrat Socialists of America have no new playbook. They have no new tools. They use the same one. They regurgitate it over and over. This idea of making you suffer until you comply is exactly what the left. So this is what we should protest. This is what you should protest when you protest No Kings.
It's communist.
Anthony Fauci had no crown on his head to be able to say that he will make it so that your employer and your educator will not allow you to live your life the way you should be able to under our constitutional rights if you do not get vaccinated.
Cook, girl.
Your ideological BS. Your opinions now and your authority to consent to medical procedures, that is ideological BS. Thanks to Frankenstein Fauci. This is what they thought. They still feel it. They still believe it. They'll go as far as to cook it into a mandate, and they'll go as far as to let an organization like the SPLC fund extremist white supremacy just to try to tank an election.
And I'm going to take it a step further. They'll go as far as to put whatever it is that they're trying to inject in you into our food.
Yep.
And then label it like it's because there's no labeling, right? Proper labeling, right?
No,
We've just started doing this proper labeling.
Thank you, Kennedy.
Of what is going into our foods, but they will add. They're not adding whether or not they're vaccinated with mRNA vaccines.
Well, and until
that's not what that actually really is. What were you saying?
I was going to say until we methodically and organically get good country of origin labeling on our food. Guys, you realize that they can ship beef from China, put it on our soil, unpackage it, repackage it, and still sell it as product of the U.S. You have no idea what was done to that cattle or that product or even where it came from. But yet it's getting...
So there was a study that just came out saying that Shein had levels of toxins at 3,000% higher than what is FDA allowed on their clothing. And your skin is the largest organ, right? But we're going to allow, we're not going to allow that, or we're going to throw our hands up in arms and be upset about that, but not about China coming into America and setting market values for our food.
Not only that, Allie, where did we need to get our oxygen machines that was not the proper protocol for treating COVID, but ventilators and PPE, where were they coming from? We were waiting for China. You know, they gave us the virus and then we had to wait for them to give us the tools, I guess, to combat it. It was the biggest, you want to talk about ideological BS. Oh. Okay, these are the ones that want to tell, again, little boys that they can become little girls. But what we're going to focus on next is the immunity. Listen.
It is our fault.
Republicans. I love Reagan just as much as anybody.
But
I'm born and raised 10 minutes from his birthplace. I am a Reaganite through and through. But sometimes the way to hell is paved with best intentions, and your best intentions as a Reaganite to try to get manufacturers to produce these vaccines. Let's just give them immunity because they're trying to do the right thing. Listen, people that have the intentions of doing the wrong thing will never line up with the right way. So now you've got these vaccine manufacturers that after 30 years, you've had a product on the market for 30 freaking years and you still need immunity. Why? Is it because you haven't yet figured out how to not harm the people that you're injecting it in? Roll clip.
Look, if vaccines are so safe, why are they the only consumer product where you cannot sue the manufacturer for injuries to claim it was made safer? It's been 1980s, it's been over 30 years they're telling you Hep B safe, Hib safe, these are safe. You still need immunity? Okay, let me tell you my definition of vaccine, Senator. It's a product that causes so much injury that it has to have liability for the injuries that it's caused, immunity for the injuries that it's causing. That's what a vaccine is. You know, we sued the CDC for the studies that support that the vaccines given in the first month of life do not cause autism. We sued them because they wouldn't give it to us. We said, give us the studies that show the meningococcal vaccine, the polio vaccine, the Hep B vaccine, the Hib vaccine, and the Hep B vaccine. Those 5 vaccines don't cause autism. You know what they provided? None. We sued them in federal court. They ended up in stipulated order. They gave us 20 studies. Not one of them has to do with those vaccines. They're all MMR or they're all thimerosal. This notion that there's a mountain of studies out there that show vaccines of autism is ridiculous. And I've heard the measles death in Texas bandied about. We represent one of those families. We've seen the medical records. One of those kids, I can tell you for certain, did not die from measles. He died from hospital malfeasance.
Ooh, like everybody else throughout COVID. Listen,
I have an enormous amount of information about this because I've been following Bobby Kennedy and Del Bigtree and these doctors that work with Vax 2 and Vax 3 that work with Children's Health Defense that have interviewed hundreds of thousands of families that all have the same exact story, that come from all kinds of different backgrounds, that have no interaction with each other at all. And they're all the same story. It all boils down to the ineffectiveness and the malfeasance of the pharmaceutical cartel in order for them to make products that will make you a lifelong consumer of their product with zero liability. What happens when you give someone blanket liability? I'm going to allow you to do whatever it is you want to do, regardless if it's safe or not, and nobody can sue you for it.
It sounds like Congress.
What do you Girl. What do you really think is going to happen? Do you think they're going to find a safer way to produce that product, or do you think they're going to continue with their FF games? Exactly.
Well, and this is,
and lives are lost, and Fauci needs to be in jail. And everyone that has lied about these vaccines need to be in jail. It puts the Nazi child experimentation stuff and the medical stuff that they were doing right. It puts it all. It makes it look like child's play.
Again, the left, satanic, socialist, Marxist, Democrat Party has no new game.
I can't stand it.
They have no new playbook. They will do the same thing over and over and over again. If what Nazi Germany looked like really bugs you, and you really don't understand how civilized human beings allowed that to happen, think about states within our own nation that coerced people with tacos and other things to be able to really turn in your neighbor if they were not masked while inside their house, California, or, my vaccine works so good, everybody's got to take it in order for it to work. No, it's complete BS.
Did you take your birth control today? Because if not, I might be pregnant.
I don't need it.
What is happening?
Well, I have homework for you guys. Allie and I have homework for you over the weekend while you are enjoying time with your family and friends. Listen, Allie and I talk about a lot of things on this show that are very inconvenient. I know Monday we've got some clips from that we're going to expose of Tim Tebow talking about some of the worst when it comes to abuse on young people. These are inconvenient commentary. It's inconvenient topics and it's inconvenient truths. But you have to face it so that you can be better equipped to not only talk about it, to engage with your inner circle about it, about the facts, but to also be able to pivot and do something about it. There is a documentary, guys, called The Inconvenient Truth. You can find it on YouTube still. I didn't look on Rumble. I believe they also have a website. I want you to take a listen. Joe Rogan broke this not recently, but it took a little while for me to actually realize that this is still a documentary that's up. It was never published. It's a study that was never published because as they were doing a study, they realized, oh my God, we're proving the other side's facts. So pull the plug. We can't do this. They made it. They published it in documentary form. Take a look.
There's a documentary right now called, by the way, An Inconvenient Study. See that as quick as you can. It's free on YouTube, but that is about a study done by the Ford Medical Center, Henry Ford Medical Center, comparing vaccinated kids to unvaccinated kids. It's a very, very interesting documentary, and after the study is done, they decide not to release it. And
I read about that.
Yeah, it's really good. I don't want to spoil anything, but just tell you some good stuff is, hidden camera interview with the guy who says, I just can't. My career would be over. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Well, people try to persuade him to release the study that would, yes, it would help a lot of people. I agree it would help a lot of people, and I agree it's important, but I can't. I've had enough. I can't. And he doesn't.
Someone has decided that telling the truth is inconvenient, and then completely ignore any study like the Henry Ford study or any of these other studies.
just linked it. If you are following Out of Pocket Live, sorry, because the mic is always open, y'all.
That's right.
If you are following Out of Pocket Live,
good.
I linked the study just now in our comments.
Good.
Please take the time to watch it. It's about an hour and 20 minutes. It is definitely worth your time. Do what I did. When I first saw Vaxxed, I had to pause it and go, wait a minute. I brought out the easel, the kids' easel that has like the long papers that you put on there so they can draw. I brought that out and I filled like 6 pages of notes because every time they said something where my mind was blown was literally almost every 5 minutes. I was like, wait, pause, hang on. And I wrote it down and I was like, I have to go back to that later. But then like, it's going to be mind-blowing, I promise you.
It will.
Please watch.
And the idea that, follow the science, actually quit the science when the science was proving something that didn't pad their pockets. When the science proved something that couldn't pad your pockets, you didn't want to follow the science. You wanted to make up the science. And this is why we don't believe in follow the science. We want to look at who's funding the science and who's got their pockets paved. So make sure you take a look. I guess it's the Inconvenient Study. Take a look at it, watch it. Allie, I would recommend, listen, I don't know what age some of your children or grandchildren are, but I've said this before on this show. Do not buy into the BS that the 2 things we should not talk about are politics and faith. Those are the 2, that is a lie from the pit of hell. The 2 things you should be talking about respectfully in a great, honest debate, or even just leading with your heart. You should be talking about faith and you should be talking about politics. That includes what they did during COVID. That includes healthcare. It includes education. It includes the economy. It includes foreign policy. It includes it all. It's all politics and it all touches you.
Well, and it's because it sits at your kitchen table. Imagine, honestly, seriously, imagine sitting at your kitchen table. You're going to serve coffee or you're going to serve tea or you're going to have like cakes or whatever it is. Like the charcuterie boards.
Oh, she said charcuterie. That's my weakness.
It's grown up Lunchables. It's Lunchables elevated. That's what it is. It's Lunchables elevated. Thank you, millennials. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. We contributed to the Food Network. You're welcome. To culture. You are welcome with Lunchables. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Elevated Lunchables. It's high class.
And instead of the Capri Sun, there's usually like a little bit of Moscato or something.
Box wine.
Box wine.
I'm kidding. No, don't drink box wine.
Coffee.
Don't do that.
No.
That's a bad idea. Too much sugar gives you hangover. Don't do it. So
wow. Did we leave anything up to your imagination at all? No? Good. We've done our job.
So, but think about it. That is where you're most vulnerable, right? That's where you can sit with your friends, sometimes your family, sometimes it's chosen family, not real blood family, because loyalty makes you family.
That's right.
It doesn't always make you family. It makes you related. So
it makes you an issue. Sometimes.
It makes you related. Well, just because we share DNA does not mean we are family. Thank you. So this is where you should be able to have these conversations.
Yeah.
And be able to have them in a way where it's no judgment. I love you still, but we need to talk about these because it affects everybody. It affects everybody. And that's why we call it kitchen table politics. Yep. So make sure that you watch this, share it, pop the popcorn.
Yep.
Make sure you have Bobby Kennedy, though, in your back of your mind when you're eating the popcorn, because you want to make sure you're not eating like seed oils and like, I'm just saying.
Watch the popcorn. That's all we're saying. It could be part of the issue.
It's a documentary, please, because it's a good one.
Allie, before we get ready to sign off, I just, I love poking fun at Gavin Newsom. He is the quintessential, if you've
Ken
seen
Barbie.
Ken Barbie, yes. But if you've seen the movie, what's the one with Jim Carrey where he's sailing on a ship and the ship pokes through the backdrop and you realize it was all just a movie? Truman Show. I just had a whole conversation with myself.
No, I love it.
She's like,
I love it. I love this.
It's like the Truman Show where, everything is. Sure. That's what we'll call it.
Wave.
We'll call it that.
Go girl. I'm sorry.
Yes, this is what it's like all the time on the Allie and Michelle train. Oot, oot. But this is
Please
why.
don't say that again.
Clip that.
No, do not.
Oh my gosh, I forgot what that was
Truman Show.
Thank you. Okay, it's like the Truman Show where you realize that everything around him was false. Like he stands in the middle of like the Santa Ana winds, this Gavin Newsom, his hair doesn't move. It doesn't move ever. He blatantly says, listen, I can't read, and this is why I'm never on a script. And yet he's the most scripted.
2 black people, by the way.
Yeah, 2 black. He's I'm one of you. I can't read is literally
How
what
racist.
he said.
Is
How
he
racist.
by SPLC?
I believe so. Well,
Is he a chairman?
He comes from the Pelosi family.
Is he on the board?
So he writes a
She's
book.
another one that needs to be expelled.
So he writes a
I feel
book.
so bad for Martha. I'm sorry.
I can't get it. Fine.
Sorry.
He writes a book. First of all, who wants to read that shit? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure AI wrote it, because if you can't read, you know what else you can't do? Write a book. Anyway, he writes a book, but wait, it gets better. He writes a book and then nobody buys it. So he's got PAC money, Political Action Committee money, that he uses to buy his own book. I'm not making this up, y'all. Take a look. This is crazy. Oh my God. His AI generated book. I'm just joking. I don't know if it's, but PAC's used $1.5 million to buy 67,000 copies of his own book. Wow. Wow.
Let's hope there's not another fire in California. We'll know who started it.
We didn't start the fire.
I like
Elton John. No.
What is the book even about? His hair gel?
I don't know.
His failed debate with America's governor, Ron DeSantis? Does he believe that?
Wow.
Is he taking a playbook from Governor Ron DeSantis when he wrote his book and went on a book tour across the United States?
I don't know. But here's what libs of TikTok said. They said, breaking, Gavin Newsom's PAC used $1.5 million to buy 67,000 copies of his own book. Total book sales were around 97,000. His PAC's purchase accounts, so it's almost 2/3 of his purchase of his book. Is this how they get New York Times bestsellers?
Hold on. Are you allowed to use Political Action Committee money for purchases on materials like this?
I don't.
Is this kind of... It is legal?
Oh,
it's
the
legal.
voice from above called Zach.
Legal.
It
Interesting.
is. But so then there's
even if it benefits him,
there's others.
Romney did it?
Well, Romney. We don't claim Romney. We trade it up. They get Romney and they get Liz. What's her name?
We get a Tulsi.
Cheney. That we trade
get Tulsi and Kennedy. I'm happy about it. Thank you.
They should create. Oh my gosh, we should create a fantasy league for Congress. Would you do that if we created a fantasy league for Congress where we could trade? like you know what I mean? Like a what's that guy's name? Man,
I'm gonna open up a poker. I'm gonna open up a table, a betting table at the Hard Rock Hotel.
Seriously, a fantasy league for Congress. So somebody in the comments here has said that is that how every person has that's written books has a New York Times bestseller? Do we need transparency and purchasing? Think about it. Okay.
Double daggers. You get a dagger, which we're gonna have to dig a little deeper to figure out what this is.
Well, and then somebody else says, "Is this how Hunter Biden sold his paintings?"
Probably.
I don't know.
No, I'm kidding. I don't know. Did 10% from the big guy?
Is this who paid for his hookers and blow? I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So that's
out of pocket, sir.
It's out of pocket, and we just thought you should know.
I don't know. It's weird.
We just thought you should know. I kind of want to
Is it like Kamala Harris's book?
Bootleg read it now just to see what it's about. I don't know.
We could probably ask AI, like, what is the book about?
What is the book about? And they would be like, hold on a second. We wrote it.
Right. But it reminds me of Kamala Harris's book that was like 100 pages.
Mostly
gibberish.
Large cartoons.
Yeah, I don't know. It was crazy. I don't know. This is wild.
It's not a good look, Mr. Gavin. It's not a good look.
There are other books that you could read.
Yeah. Definitely. All right, guys. Well, that is it on this wonderful Friday, almost afternoon now for the Out of Pocket Live.
I was going to say, no, wrong person, wrong group. They're with us with the Save Our Bacon Act. The SPLC is definitely the OOP of the week, the out of pocket, most out of pocket of the week with their funding of the KKK and white supremacy and hate groups. So congratulations.
What were we saying before the show? From the party that brought you the KKK, the Democrats, is a leftist-leaning organization that's now
Still
providing the money to fund it. So, all right, guys, keep it, keep your mic open. Stay out of pocket.
Please
Listen,
do.
well-behaved people rarely make history.
Yeah.
So get out there and be out of pocket.
Yep.
Make sure you join us Monday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow at Real Ally Leger and at Michelle Posey. And thank you. God bless you to our Talk Red family, guys. That's it for us.
We love y'all so much. Bye.
Bye.
Two queens, no filter. Say what they feel. Allie and Michelle keep it way too real.